Welcome everyone to our first ever episode of Brain Splat, a project that I've been working on for many months now with a fantastic team of experts, of course, to bring you amazing stories from real people who love to share their experience dealing with technology and the impact it had on their lives. I am your host, Roland Layoun, and today we have a truly remarkable guest with us, Ibrahim Al-Masri, the GM of ICTechnologies, a leading figure in the IT industry, but also a father of a beautiful family and a loyal friend who never hesitates to support you when you need it. Ibrahim, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Roland. It's a pleasure being on your podcast. I'm excited.
Excellent. Are you excited?
Very.
Man, same here. Look, Ibrahim, before we start our conversation today, let's take a moment to introduce ICTechnologies to our viewers who may not have been familiar with your company. So we did make a short clip on your company.
Yep.
So Brain Splat, play the clip.
ICTechnology is
As we all know, everyone has to start from somewhere, and often that starting point can be in school, with your family, or even with your neighborhood where you grow up. How did this early experience influence your career path?
Well, growing up, I grew up in the 80s and 90s. So technology was really starting to kick off, especially in the 90s. But the technology was very different, obviously, different to what we have now. We've come so far in advancements over the last 25, 30 years. But back then, it started for me with hi-fi systems, car stereos.
Hi-fi systems?
Yeah. Car stereos, and technology was going from a CD player to MP3 player, you needed a computer to do that. You need to be able to convert MP3. You need to be able to download songs and put them on a disc or put them on a CD or put them on a USB stick and then put that into a car. And, I was the guy with the computer. I had internet when I was 15. Right at the start, I had a computer. I was downloading music, doing all that sort of stuff. And that's how it all kind of began. And I became the go-to man with the family. So, the cousins and the mates would bring their cars over. They would have bought a stereo system from back then. What was it? Stratford car radios.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what are we doing now?
Yeah.
So
they get a free plug. They get a free plug. They'll have an amplifier. They'll have a big subwoofer. Of course, you needed the doof, doof, doof. Back then it was important. And I'd wire up the car, put the CD player in, connect the amp, and kind of learn on the fly. And I think it was more so they could save money, so they didn't have to pay someone to install it. I'd do it for free. And that kind of started to shape, my involvement with technology. Similar with home theatre systems, DVDs were popular, DVD players. A lot of people didn't know how to do it, how to set it up. And I was just savvy of that stuff, and I enjoyed it. I actually just loved doing it, to be honest. I never thought I'd go into a profession in technology, because that wasn't technology to us back then, but it was the start.
What was your mum's reaction to this?
My mum?
Which is like the most important thing.
Mum and dad, whenever someone would be over and there'll be car in pieces and wires everywhere and boxes everywhere, she'd just come out and like, what are you guys doing? You've pulled the car apart. Are you going to be able to put it back together? And the computer, a funny story. Back then you used to be able to lock computers with a key. So if my mum would lock the key when she'd go out, so I wouldn't stay on the internet all night. And and do whatever I
Well,
wanted.
I wish I do have a key for my kids today.
So imagine it now. Imagine you could just lock it with a key, right? It was a physical key. So what I did was, after the first time, second, I'm like, man, I need to be able to access the internet when mum and dad are not home. So I reversed the lock
Oh my God.
in the case. So then when she'd lock it, she'd be unlocking it. All right, so she'd be unlocking the computer. I'm going to get in trouble now. I don't think I've told this story. She'd be unlocking the computer.
I'll make sure she's going to watch this.
She'd be unlocking the computer. Then I'd be online downloading everything for my friends, and getting everything ready and wasting a lot of time. I say wasting, but I did learn a lot doing
good.
it.
So from the hobby, the childhood, and so on,
Yeah.
then you become interested in becoming a businessman and
Yeah.
a leader in
Yeah.
this industry.
Yeah,
How
so,
did it work?
well, I got my first job at TPG, QC in computers.
Again, can we cut TPG, please?
TPG. Free plugs.
I was kidding.
Maybe they'll share it. If they share it on their social media. And then from there, it kind of, I was at university studying part-time. I didn't like studying full-time, so I got straight into work, studying part-time computer engineering and working at TPG and, slowly building from there. And I always wanted to learn and touch and see everything. I wanted to know everyone's job and kind of quickly learned and became a national sales manager and then got poached by a company similar to ours, and that's why I really started to learn about managed services.
Excellent.
And then in 2004, I got approached by some partners that wanted me to set up a business. They wanted to partner me at the time.
That's always the case, yeah?
Yeah, and because they saw IT as the future. They weren't even in IT.
The future in 2004, yeah?
Yeah, so we came up with a business plan. We saved up 3 months worth of income. So in 3 months, if the business didn't work, we were going to stop. I was going to go back and get a job.
Oh my God.
That's it, 3 months.
Just going back to Deadwood.
Literally 3 months worth of income. We had enough money for the business to survive for 3 months with no income. And we took the plunge.
It's amazing.
Opened the yellow pages. Remember the yellow pages?
Oh yeah, I remember the big.
Opened the yellow pages and started calling people. Coming up
We all
business.
did that, man. We did all. Well, this is amazing. Like hearing you and telling, it's bringing me back in history and like in time. It's an amazing thing that we all relate to. Look, for me, it seems like IT is a natural choice for you, and you likely never been considered yourself as an intruder to the industry. Can you share a bit of the moments of doubts? Should I just really progress in IT, in management, in having my own company? How did it work?
Well, when I first started, it was just me. I was sales. I was the engineer. I was support. I'd do the project work, and it was tough. Tough doing it on your own. You always have expectations of where you want to take it. There'll be times where it'd be busy. Other times it'd be so busy I didn't know what to do, being by myself. I think I went through a number of years of this, and then eventually I made the decision. I was kind of cruising, just on my own, doing what I needed to do. You have your, managed service clients that you look after. And there were times where at the beginning, working 60, 70, 80-hour weeks. Is it worth it? Is it worth the effort? And then you pull through and you get a better week, so you're happy.
Exactly.
It's not so tough. I'm still making an income and I've got a cruisy week. So you get your ups and downs. You get your ups and downs there. But I think after 4 or 5 years, I'm still on my own. I've done it for a number of years. I hired my first staff member, and that was a real turning point for me. That was now, okay, this self-doubt or it's hard, it's easy. I've got to get rid of that. There's a responsibility now. And it's the first taste of leadership that I got, even though I had no idea what I was doing. No idea, right? I was just making it up as I go.
Well, at least now you're laughing, which is really good.
Yeah, and now you have a staff member that you're responsible for, and funnily enough, that staff member still works for me today. He was the first person.
God, after all of these years.
Yeah, so he's now year 14 soon with us.
14 years.
14 years has been working with us, and he's still. I must be okay, right? You think you're a nice guy if someone sticks by you for 14 years.
I can't really talk too much about Ibrahim because I've dealt with him in the past, and he's one of the best people you can ever work with.
Thank you, Roland.
I can really just can't say enough about this guy.
I appreciate it.
So, Ibrahim, in the journey of building your business, there's often what I call that one project or one customer that takes an unexpected turn and becomes your turning point. Do you want to share this story? Do you have like this one turning point, or was it a sequence of events that just made you like succeed and at this stage?
That's a great question, Roland. Look, there's probably a couple. If I wanted to choose a customer that created a turning point.
Just tell me one major one. I'm really interested in this one major one.
One of the customers that we still manage today is Cocoa Republic.
Okay.
Cocoa Republic, for people that don't know, they do furniture, fairly high-end furniture, very expensive furniture. Another plug. Everyone gets plugs. Okay. And that client, and I didn't win it on my own. I won it with another account manager that I was working with at the time. There was a joint effort at the time, and we've been managing them now for approximately 7 years, maybe 8. I should know this, but off the top of my head. Hopefully they don't watch it and think that is. I don't even know how long I've been a customer. But Cocoa Republic was one of those clients that we had over 300 seats that we were managing. A lot of our clients before then were probably maximum 150 seats. That was twice as big as what we'd usually manage. Okay. Being a client that was sophisticated, that was large, that needed a high level of support, we really had to step up our game. We really had to improve our systems, improve our processes, and it didn't happen immediately. We were just lucky enough the people before us managing them weren't doing a great job, so we had an immediate impact in that space.
So it's all about this customer relationship and the great job that you always do.
We had an immediate impact with the relationship, with the support that we were giving them, and then it was kind of a stepping stone. Okay, we're starting to play with the big boys here, and the bigger customers. So from there, we started implementing better help desk systems, better support structures, talking about our internal staffing methodology and how we do that. And that was probably one of the main turning points. If I had to pick one customer that kind of clicked, I'd choose them.
Well, Cocoa Republic, thank you so much. It really helped us here too.
You asked for a customer.
Exactly.
Oh, you could have said customer X, right?
No, well, you can't mention X now because X is a customer.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it's true.
No, we don't look after.
Well, this is another ad too.
The old Twitter.
Okay, so 2004, 2023 now, almost 24, almost 20 years. Of course, you have seen all the changes in technology.
Yeah.
What is your thoughts around that? How did you see it evolve?
I think it's amazing. I think we're only just beginning. Obviously AI, it's on everyone's lips. People are scared of it. I think it's just going to add new evolution, it's the new internet. It's bigger.
Yeah.
But moving through what we did before, we went through the on-premise to the cloud, went through everything fixed, everything wireless. We've been through this stuff over the last almost 20 years. The mobile phone evolution really started taking off in the year 2000s, and the mobile speed, the internet speeds that we went through, social media exploding and how that impacts business. There's multiple things that we've seen, and I think a lot of it's positive. It's like anything in life. Correct. You can take the positive or you can take the negative. It's what you focus on and what you take from it.
That's true. Especially in this industry, you have to stay positive always.
All the time. You can take everything as a downer and be negative about it, but you're just going to get that negative energy in return. If you're positive, you get the positive energy in return.
That's fantastic. This is the right attitude, I believe. And just I'm promising all my viewers that we will have a special podcast episode on AI, the impact it has already on the people globally, if we can. So stay tuned for this one.
Yeah, very important AI. All my staff have to use it. They don't have a choice.
But don't scare me because I love it.
Well, look, the way I look at it is if you're doing your job and technology like AI can make you more efficient, you can get, some people say you can be up to 10 times more efficient with AI. We've seen it in our business. All of my engineers use it. I'm not going to pretend we don't. We embrace the technology here, just like we embrace cloud.
That's
we
fantastic.
push people to cloud.
That's
It was really important for us.
That's excellent. Great news. Now, away from technology and whatever you've done so far, I've mentioned in the introduction that you are a father, and this is a really important part of anyone's life now. Family always comes first from my point of view. I'm not sure, maybe
100%.
it's your case too, but there is always a struggle to keep this balance between the RT job that takes a lot of time and the family life. How did you have you ever been able just to manage this balance between family life and the need that works require every time?
Look, I think I've gotten a lot better at it now. Originally, and when we first started the business, I wasn't doing a good job at all. The business always took precedence. I was very entrenched. I was building a brand, building myself up. Later on, as we grew and the business grew, you take a step back and you need to understand that the business is a vehicle and a tool for you to make an impact on not just your life, on others' life. And if you use it correctly, it can help you become a better father, or help you add more value to the community in whatever way you can. So do I believe I have the balance right? It's not perfect, but definitely, I have family members that work in the business. I guess that makes it easier. But unfortunately for them, they don't get any free passes. So you got to earn your keep wherever you are. But definitely, I think I've definitely got a great balance now. And the business helps me with that balance. It's just a matter of setting yourself up with the right people around you.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
If I have a good team, they free up my time.
That's correct. Look, I think it's just like all of us. It is a very demanding environment. You always have to keep this balance between what work is required and what family needs, like who needs to look after your family at the end, which is fantastic. Excellent. Okay, Ibrahim, for many professionals, it is now a common habit. We all wake up in the middle of the night. We check our emails, social media, check the comments that we got, the feedback, and so on. I know it's a standard question now, but how often do you do that? Seriously.
You probably think I'm not telling the truth, but I never do it.
Oh my God.
I have social media. I'm on Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn. I don't even manage my own LinkedIn. Maybe I shouldn't say that, but I don't. The marketing team manages it. So it's very rare that I'm on there. I do, Facebook's probably, if I had a go-to social media, it's Facebook. I use it for news, interacting with my friends. I don't post much on there. It's rare that I do. It's more business-focused stuff that's posted. But again, the team looks after that, and maybe that's why I don't check it. That's possibly a reason, but I sleep very well at night.
Well, you are so lucky.
I put my head on the pillow. It really upsets the wife. I'm asleep before my head hits the pillow, and I'm awake at 5 a.m. and I'm a 5 a.m.er, and I go hard all day, and then I'm knocked out by 10. Absolutely had enough.
Which leads me to another question: is how fit do you need to be to stay in this business? Do you need to be fit mentally and physically at the same time?
Yeah.
Do you agree on this one?
100%. I think it's really important for your mental health is to do physical activity, especially in our space. We're in the office all day. We're always indoors. It's rare. One of the things we do in the office, you saw outside, we have a table tennis table. We push everyone to get up and move around. I play on the table myself. I'm currently the champion of the office. I'll throw that in there. So if you want to have a game after, I can prove it to you.
Well, you're paying the guys, so you have to be the champion.
I don't think it's because of that. I do threaten them sometimes, but no, just kidding. But we'll have meetings walking. So if it's a meeting that we don't need to display anything, it's a chat, It's a mentoring session that I do with my team. We actually walk outside and do it like walking. I personally train a few times a week. I enjoy it. I ride my push bike a lot. I believe there's a strong connection with your physiology and your mental health. So I'm always looking to improve my physiology. It's not perfect, but always working towards something.
That's pretty good. That's excellent. Look, I think the reason I'm asking all of these questions is just to show the other side of what IT or technology comes with a package, really. It's not about your knowledge and that's it. It's all about your physical, your mental health, your attitude, because you need all of this package together just to keep on going.
100%. You need great resources. Let's not forget. So I always joke I'm the dumbest guy in the building now. I hire smart people. They're the ones that get things done, not me. So it's very important to be very resourceful.
That's good. Well, I wasn't going to ask this question, but now I remember this question. How well do you know your employees? Do you get like to the personal level, or do you think you need to do that, or you always keep a distance between yourself and the team?
One of our core values in our business is family. We treat everybody as family. If someone has an issue within their family, we've had a staff member recently that unfortunately their wife had stage 4 cancer.
Oh my God.
So it was tough. It was tough for him. He needed to make a decision. He has no support structure in Australia. Do I leave work and do I concentrate on my wife? And he came up to us and said, what are my options here? We said, well, we support you 100%, whatever it takes. So he works from home most days a week. And he takes time off as he needs to do the doctors. And we support them through that. And that's one example. I won't name that person, obviously, for obvious reasons, for their own privacy.
That's correct.
We've had many situations where people have needed to jump in a plane and head overseas because a family member's sick or ill and they need to go visit them. Like I said, value of family is more important than anything. And we really take that seriously. That's why we have people that have been with us for 14 years, I believe, because we're very, very compassionate in that space where I don't believe you can be two people, somewhere in the business and somewhere at home. I think it all intertwines. You know, you carry yourself one way and you perfect that person wherever you go. And I talk to the staff about that, and I believe they should be the same. So if I talk to them about that and then don't support them when they're in need as a family member, then I'm just being a hypocrite, right? You know, so it's very important to do that. But, you know, Steve's been with me 10 years, Bilal's been with me 11 years, Walid's been with me 14 years, Shane's been with us 6 years, Amin's been with us 8 years. We have a core team that's been with us a very, very long time, and there's others, you know, and the team keeps growing, and they come into this business and see the family structure we have, and they want to stay.
That's great. That's fantastic. Okay, Ibrahim, it has been an absolute pleasure having you on our platform today and hearing about your incredible journey in the world of IT is amazing. Before we wrap up, is there any advice you would like to share with the young dreamers who are listening to you right now and they want to progress in the world of IT? What is your advice to them after 20 years or more in this industry?
AI. We said a little bit about it earlier. Embrace it, learn how to be a master of it, learn how to use it to make yourself more resourceful, more efficient. It's very, very important that you jump on that train. If you don't, you're going to be left behind, definitely. Don't be afraid of AI. It's coming, it's here, it's moving forward. We've only seen the beginning of it. It's going to absolutely explode. So you need to be a part of it and you need to be a master of it. So that's if there's one thing right now in our current time and place, it's artificial intelligence, definitely.
Okay. But taking AI out of the loop for now, just technology and overall, IT overall, is it an industry that you recommend people to go into it? Is it a stressful environment? Is it a demanding environment? What are your thoughts on that?
Look, IT can be very stressful, especially if you're doing support, if you're doing project work. There's a lot of pressures, there's a lot of timelines that you need to meet. But all business and all industries have pressure and stress.
Correct.
You need to set yourself up and have your mindset up and be passionate about something. If you love working in technology, of course, go down the IT path. It's fun. It's always changing. It's very dynamic. You meet great people along the way. You get to work with all types of businesses. You're not restricted in any way. IT connects with everything in the world now.
That's correct.
Absolutely everything. So if you're passionate about it, you enjoy it, go after it, set goals, and kick some butt.
Fantastic. Great news. Well, to our viewers there, if Ibrahim was all hesitant and didn't follow up his dreams, where do you think he would be today? His story highlights the significant impact technology has had on his life. Do you think it was a result of luck, determination, or a mix of both? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section below. Don't forget to click like, subscribe, and share to stay updated with more inspiring stories. Ibrahim, do you have any final words for our viewers today?
Just want to thank you, Roland, for allowing me to be on your podcast.
It's my pleasure.
I think it's going to be an absolute blast. I look forward to your next guest, and I hope that I've added some sort of value.
Look,
you
have always added value, and I can't just say more of what I said in my introduction about you, Ibrahim. Thank you so much for your help, support through all these years. Thank you all for watching today, and please allow me to express my gratitude to everyone who participated in the creation of this first episode of Brain Splat. A special thank you to my son Alex, whose creative genius brought what you see before you to life. A great example of the capabilities of the young generation. Until our next episode, have a fantastic week.